Folklore is a modern term for the body of dash customs. So we need what type of customs it is. Customary customs. Customary means usual. So we won't say folklore consists of usual things. It's a particular term, so it must be having something particular or specific in it. Traditional customs, conventional and usual. So usual, as I said, is just the basic word of customary. Conventional is the opposite of modern. So we don't want to say that this is of old type, this is of previous style. So conventional things are those for which we have the modern versions now. So those are called conventional. And traditional is a positive word. Traditional goes with something which has been followed from years. That is traditional. And customs is more like rituals, the beliefs, the celebration. So traditional means something which is going from years. So those kind of customs. Dash. So here we need another noun. Customs, stories, dances, songs. So one noun. What it can include? False is not a noun. Fallacy means a mistaken belief. A belief which is mistakenly you feel that this is also a belief, that is fallacy. Riddled is not a noun, that's it. Ed, it should be a verb. Riddle is a noun. Riddle is like we solve the riddles in the magazines or newspapers, those are riddles. Whereas superstitions go with the context, because when we talk about traditions, cultures, there are certain superstitions also that comes with them. So stories, dances and songs that have been adopted and maintained within a given dash. A given, so we need a noun here. So we have stories, dances and songs in what? In a community, society, population or district. District is a geographical point of views answer. If we have been talking about cities, states, then we can talk about district. Population is very broad. Population can be about the whole world's population. That's such a broad thing. We cannot say there are stories, dances and songs in a population. Society or community. Society is still in a way that we want to say a group of people living in a particular place, like our neighbors, where we live, we have a society around us. That is what is called society. And community is belonging to a particular religion, belonging to a particular social group. That is community. So as we all know that whichever religion we belong to, we'll have our own stories, we have our own traditions, customs, dance and songs. Our friend who belongs to some other religion will have his own cultures, dances and songs. So it is community thing. The traditions, they are community based. By processes of repetition not reliant on the written word, along with folk songs and folk tales, this broad dash of cultural forms embraces all kinds of legends, riddles, jokes, proverbs, games, charms, spells, and this and that. So, this broad group, can we say stories, dances, and songs? They form a group. Group is used for more human beings, group of animals, group of people. Group cannot be of songs, group of songs. Class again goes with when we are bifurcating, when we are like saying class 1, class 2, level wise thing, that is class. And this broad sort is not a noun, so it will be category. We definitely can have categories. Means group, means field of, so category would be field. This broad field of cultural forms, it includes all these kinds of things. Those forms of verbal expression that are handled on from one generation or locality to the next by word of mouth are said to dash an oral tradition. With two, it should be first form of verb, comprise, compose, represent, or constitute. So whatever we pass to the next generation by just word of mouth, we don't even need any proofs, written documents for that. It's just word of mouth transfer. Are said to comprise. Comprises when you want to say made up of. Can we say these expressions, these forms of verbal expression are made up of oral tradition? No, the tradition is made up of those forms. The forms are not made up of tradition, because tradition is broader than forms. Compose is used in musical sense. When we compose songs, we compose music. That is the meaning of compose. Represent, can we say those forms represent an oral tradition? Represent is used when you want to say that this particular one thing stands for the whole of the oral tradition. You cannot say that, because just the forms of verbal expression, they cannot only stand for the whole oral tradition. Tradition would be much, much broader. And what we're left with is constitute. Constitute means be a part of. As I just said, that oral tradition is very broad and these verbal expressions are just one part of it. So it will be are said to constitute means are said to be a part of oral tradition.